Hey there, it's Christine Kane, and it's time for Instant Uplevel. Hey there, it's Christine Kane, president and founder of Uplevel U, where we teach purpose-driven, heart-centered, super cool entrepreneurs just like you how to make a lot more money in your business and have a lot more freedom in your life. And today we are talking about email, in particularly email during a launch. So Marilyn writes in, when you're bombarding people with emails during a launch, do you still send your newsletter? Or do you hold your newsletter and resume when your launch is complete? I'm leaning towards holding the newsletter back a week for two reasons. One, they received an email from me yesterday and today, and I'm planning to send one tomorrow to remind them that the early bird ends at midnight. Two, I'm freaking exhausted. Should number two factor into my decision? Thoughts? Okay, Marilyn, yes, I have a lot of thoughts about this. The first thing, and I can't ignore it, is we need to do a little mindset check. So as your coach, I'm going to remind you of the power of language. So you used the word bombarding, and I know you put a little smiley face there, but it's still a very powerful word, and it's a real negative word. So one of the things I teach my team is we don't talk in terms of blasting people. We don't use words like email blast. And we don't use those very cold marketing terms, nor do you want to use an emotionally laden term like bombarding. Because the key here is that you've got to recognize that your ideal clients are waiting to hear from you. They're about to work with you. This launch is a service at the very bottom line. So you've got to get rid of that idea. These are called solo emails. Your eZine is called your eZine, all right? Now, with that said, your eZine is about establishing consistency and establishing trust. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. They might not buy during this launch, but your eZine needs to be a regular system. So the way you deal with this is that you set your launch up so that you're mailing the day before, the day after your eZine, and your eZine contains within it something about maybe in your recommend section, but something about the offer that you're making right now, or that early bird closes tomorrow. But the eZine becomes a part of the launch in the messaging of the launch, but you're still adding value to your list. I don't like pulling it out because what you're describing to me now when you say I'm freaking exhausted is that you are reacting. And you never want to do anything out of reaction in your business. So what you have to do when you're doing a launch, and it sounds like you're not doing this, is you set your email sequence up in advance in terms of laying out the schedule. So if your eZine comes out on a Wednesday, the email goes out Tuesday and Thursday and maybe Saturday. But you don't wait till the moment and then start freaking out because you're exhausted. Of course you're exhausted. It's a lot of energy to put something like this out there. The next thought is try writing some of those emails in advance, so that you're not in that place of reaction, exhaustion, and being tempted to not send the eZine. And the last thing I would say is that the big shift that has to happen here is that selling is service. And really understanding that, yeah, you know what? A lot of people are getting these emails. The bulk of them are not going to sign up, but the ones who do are going to be so grateful that you sent that last email, that last reminder, because it just happens all the time. A lot of us wait till the last minute. We are so busy, we can't be bothered, and then all of a sudden the deadline comes, we're in. And that's what you're looking for. You're offering these emails as service. You're offering them as value. It's not a bombardment. It's not a bajillion exclamation points. I call that exclamation point marketing. It really does come from a place of service. And for that reason, this is why it's great to have all this lined up in advance so that you can write them and deliver them from a place of service as opposed to, oh my God, I'm being needy, I'm being grabby, all right? So make sure your eZine goes out every single week, regardless of what you're doing, because that is something that people are always gonna look forward to. So what I wanna hear from you guys in the comments below is, do you feel like you're bombarding people when you're sending them emails, when you're doing a launch, when you are making an offer? And how do you write your mindset on that? And of course, always ask a question about it too, because I've been doing launches for about 5 years now, and I know that feeling, and I also know how to realign into that place of total service.